Every shocking dark web fact you won't believe. The dark web, which is sometimes cloaked in mystery and intrigue, is a hidden area of the internet that is inaccessible to conventional search engines. Although it is well known for housing illicit operations like drug trafficking and hacking services, it also provides a platform for legal purposes, such as safe communication for journalists and activists. In this video, we will highlight some shocking facts about the dark web that reveal its multifaceted character and the challenges it poses to society. Number 7. Criminal empires. The illegal industry has turned the dark web into a highly organized and sophisticated marketplace with complex networks operating at a level of efficiency that is on par with that of respectable firms. One of the most well-known instances is the Russian criminal organization Hydra, which dominated the dark net market for many years. Hydra was more than just a marketplace, it was an entire criminal ecosystem that supported a variety of illicit operations, such as the sharing of stolen personal data, the trafficking of drugs, and the production of counterfeit items. The success of the platform can be ascribed to its capacity to uphold operational security by using cryptocurrency and cutting-edge encryption techniques to hide financial transactions from law enforcement investigation. Because of its organizational design, Hydra was able to operate a huge network of clients and suppliers in several nations while staying under the radar. In addition to allowing Hydra to flourish, this degree of organization highlighted the serious difficulties that law enforcement organizations around the globe confront in stopping such well-organized criminal networks. The deconstruction of Hydra in 2022 was a major triumph for the police, but it also demonstrated the tenacity and flexibility of dark web criminal operations, which frequently regroup rapidly in the face of takedowns and continue to threaten international security. Number 6. Illicit drug trade. The dark web has completely changed the way that drug trafficking is conducted by giving consumers and dealers an easily accessible forum where they can communicate anonymously and get around established legal barriers. Studies show that illegal drugs are involved in more than half of all transactions on dark web markets, making it a major channel for the sale of drugs. The way drugs are sold and bought has been completely transformed by online marketplaces like Silk Road, Alpha Bay, and Dream Market. These platforms let users buy a wide range of drugs, from ecstasy and cannabis to strong opioids like fentanyl. And they frequently come with thorough product descriptions, seller ratings, and user reviews that resemble those found on consumer websites like Amazon. This accessibility not only draws in casual users looking for recreational drugs, but also addicts who would find it easier to buy narcotics online rather than through conventional street routes. Because cryptocurrencies provide anonymity, users can conduct these transactions without disclosing who they are, thus lowering the dangers involved in traditional drug purchases. But this accessibility has also led to an increase in drug addiction and overdose mortality in many areas, which has serious public health implications for the dark web's role in encouraging substance abuse. Furthermore, because users may unintentionally purchase harmful or deadly substances, the rise of synthetic drugs and counterfeit pharmaceuticals on these platforms makes attempts to tackle drug-related issues more difficult. Number 5. Hacking services. The dark web functions as a thriving black market for hacking services where people may buy instruments and exploits intended to break into networks or steal confidential information. This section serves experienced experts as well as novice hackers who want to improve their skills or launch massive assaults against governments or businesses. Basic hacking tools can be purchased for as low as $2 on the market, but sophisticated exploits that can compromise high-security systems can cost up to $10,000 or more. Services include ransomware packages that encrypt users' files until a ransom is paid, as well as DDoS attacks that flood websites with traffic. These products make cybercrime more accessible, even to people with little technical expertise, by lowering the entry hurdle. Some dark web forums also offer community assistance and education for budding hackers, creating an atmosphere where information is freely exchanged among users. The widespread availability of these services presents serious risks to cybersecurity, since even non-expert users can carry out destructive attacks that compromise sensitive data and cause major disruptions to enterprises. The continuous arms race between cybercriminals and defenders keeps getting more intense as firms invest more in cybersecurity solutions and training to combat these changing threats. Number 4. Urban legends. Urban legends and terrifying beliefs about the dark web are common, which adds to the public's ominous perception of it. A story of the Red Rooms, where people allegedly pay to watch live killings or torture sessions transmitted online, is among the most notorious. Investigations into these allegations, however, have shown that these websites are probably intricate frauds or hoaxes intended to take advantage of people's interest and concern rather than real marketplaces. Although anecdotal stories have emerged asserting their existence, reliable evidence is still hard to come by. Several alleged Red Room websites have been revealed to be frauds designed to defraud unsuspecting individuals rather than being real places where people can be tortured in real time. This phenomenon serves as an example of how sensationalized tales can skew public perception, instill fear and uncertainty about the dark web, obscure its more ordinary reality, and fuel broad misconceptions about what is truly there. Additionally, by emphasizing how quickly false information may proliferate in digital areas, these urban legends frequently function as cautionary stories that bolster societal anxieties about technology and the unknown parts of online conduct. Number 3. Anonymity and tracking. Although the onion router and other technologies have made the dark web mostly anonymous, this does not provide total protection from identification by law enforcement or cybersecurity professionals. Tor encrypts user data and routes it through a number of servers located throughout the world, making it impossible for outsiders to track connections. However, there are weaknesses in this system that can be leveraged by knowledgeable enemies. For example, government enforcement has created ways to trace user behavior back to the open web using different approaches like traffic analysis or taking advantage of Tor's flaws. Due to careless security measures or unsafe coding techniques, certain dark websites may unintentionally reveal user information, resulting in data leaks that can be linked to specific users. Furthermore, law enforcement organizations have been effective in breaking into several darknet marketplaces using fictitious identities in order to obtain information that result in the arrest and seizure of illegal products. This paradox shows that even if users may utilize the dark web to hide from surveillance, they are still vulnerable to discovery and legal action. The continual game of cat and mouse between law enforcement and criminals keeps changing as both sides adjust their tactics. Number 2. Legal use cases. The dark web has a bad reputation for being a shelter for illicit activity, but it also has many valid uses that highlight how important and complicated it is to contemporary society. When working in oppressive regimes, journalists frequently use encrypted communication channels on the dark web to disseminate critical material without jeopardizing their safety or independence. This is particularly common in situations where authoritarian governments block or control regular media sources. These venues provide whistleblowers with the anonymity they need to expose government or corporate misbehavior or misconduct without fear of reprisal from influential parties. Using encryption technologies that allow them to communicate securely even under threat of punishment, human rights activists frequently rely on these safe channels to plan rallies or spread information about abuses without fear of government crackdowns or surveillance. These legal use cases draw attention to a significant feature of the dark web. Anyone looking for protection and privacy in an increasingly monitored world may find it to be an invaluable resource. Simplistic narratives about the dark web's function in society are challenged by its dual character, which serves as both a haven for people seeking freedom and a place for illegal operations. Number 1. Size misconceptions. Although the dark web makes up a very small portion of the internet overall, many people view it as a vast underworld full of secret stuff. The number of pages on the dark web is estimated to be roughly 205,000, while there are billions on the surface web. This striking disparity highlights how misconceptions about the dark web's extent and importance can arise. The sensationalized media portrayals of the dark web, which emphasize its illegal aspects while downplaying its tiny scale in comparison to regular internet use, are typically the source of its attractiveness. Gaining an understanding of its true scope can help dispel some of the myths surrounding this mysterious area of the internet and promote a more balanced perspective that acknowledges both its risks and its possible advantages. We may encourage more educated talks about how society should address this hidden domain online while recognizing both its hazards and prospects for positive change by understanding its small scale and its complicated consequences for privacy, security, and crime prevention. This thorough investigation offers a greater comprehension of every aspect pertaining to the complex nature of the dark web. Thanks for watching our video, and don't forget to subscribe.